Definitely not that one.
My name is Mr. Peanut.
Definitely not that intro.
Mr. P.
What's that one peanut company in America? It's like a heritage company. It's like 100+ years old. I'm not even joking.
Mr. Peanut?
The peanut mascot character. Grab your phone, guys. Find it out for me. we got to find.
Mr. Peanut.
Guaranteed it's Mr. Peanut.
I looked up Nut Company USA. And I didn't get nothing. Who would have thought, huh?
Oldest nut company in USA. Guess that.
This is where we're at.
How many heritage companies exist because just someone's grandfather was just the first guy on the block.
Ford.
Was like, I'm the first guy to plant corn on this land, and now I get to be the corn empire forever. And do you make a lot of money off corn? Like,
if you own
is anyone
a
rich
lot.
off selling corn?
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. You know they talk about in Australia the farmers aren't very wealthy. They're very wealthy.
yeah.
They're crazy wealthy.
Is it an Australia situation, or is it just a farmer in general?
Nah,
So I feel like
it's
farmers.
pretty in general, yeah.
Yeah, is it?
The people working on the farms might not make very much money, but the people who own the farms make a lot of money.
They do. They're rich.
The farmer.
Look at their house.
If there's a farmer in like Sahara that's like, I'm making no money.
Yeah, probably Sahara.
Look at the house. It's insane.
Yeah, but just because you have hectares doesn't mean you're living a great life.
Yeah, but they transitioned from having to have like a bunch of staff to just like $24 million tractors. So if you can afford to buy a $24 million tractor multiple times, there's definitely money coming in.
Fair.
Yeah.
What about that show, Farmer Wants a Wife? I guess if you're living on the land the whole time, right?
Yeah, it's got no time. They do work.
But then now the internet exists. Now Tinder exists,
Yeah,
right?
they do work a lot. So it is, it's not an unhard life, but they like a lot of the people are incredibly.
If you're a farmer guy on Tinder, would you say your profile and be like, hey, listen, I'm a farmer, which means that if you want to meet me, you gotta drive an hour out to the country.
Yeah, it's perfect for someone who just wants to pop out kids and live a very luxurious lifestyle, like wealth wise.
What would be your luxurious lifestyle?
It's very secure. I think
You were out in nature kind of guy, or
yeah,
are you more of an
definitely.
urban living?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Private housing.
Private
Put
property?
a big brick wall all the way around the property.
Would you get a moat, William?
Ooh.
A moat?
I don't mind a moat.
Yeah.
And then a drawbridge.
What would be if you couldn't have water in the moat? What would be the thing that you'd put in there to deter people?
Spiders.
Oh, it's natural. Spiders are really natural in Australia. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but you wouldn't want to be waiting through a moat full.
No,
of spiders
because I
going.
would have a moat of spiders. Just like we talk about this on the Spider-Man episode, right? I'd have a moat of spiders. It's a natural way to keep all the roaches and all the bad pests out.
Or true, or in because they can't run away now.
Oh, fuck. You got me there.
It's just
Like one family of roaches gets
You're just
inside
trying
the
to
building and they're
create-
never leaving.
you're just trying to when you have a moat. You're just trying to create inconvenience,
Lego, fill it with Lego. No one's getting across that.
right? You're just creating inconvenience. Like
Isn't
people don't want to get
Lego's
their feet
expensive.
wet,
You wake
right?
up and your Lego moat's been stolen.
Someone's built it into a bridge. Do you see in the Swan River? There's like massive schools of bull sharks in there at the moment.
Bull sharks are the bad ones. They're the
Yeah.
ones that will attack.
Yeah, like
people.
hundreds of them. Like there's literally hundreds of them, and they're all swimming through. And people are like, "Ooh, get out of their canoes."
I did hear that sharks get a bad rep. Like most sharks don't often attack people.
Yeah,
But if they do, though, it sounds fucked up.
they're not used to the smell of a human being, and they're like, whatever the shape of them. So they tend
Curious,
to be,
right?
Yeah, they tend to be less things. And like even when they attack,
What's the human equivalent of that? You smell something you don't like, so you punch it. We'll be out of a business here on the boards, dude.
Oh man, last Saturday it was the smell was rough. I don't know what was going on. We opened both doors and moved through, and there was nobody. I don't think there was any specific culprits. I just think
It's just boys' locker room.
yeah,
Is this muggy,
Yes,
probably?
yeah. Sometimes you can really lock down and be like, that group of people are unideal right now.
No, it's probably the boxes and stuff. Because you have a lot of boxes in the shop, and boxes is a cause of smell.
Frankly,
too.
I'm glad.
Boxes?
Like cotton boxes, like the brown boxes.
Oh, because they
absorb
hold
smell.
on to
Yeah.
the smell.
I'm glad we don't have carpet, because carpet would just be the worst.
Yeah, I realized that. Yeah, I thought like the movement of the chairs over the tiles definitely makes a bit of a nightmare sounding. But having anything
You're
else
both
would be a
pet
nightmare.
people. And I've been to families that don't clean up regularly, and then like when you have pets, and the carpet absorbs all the smells.
They just have that smell.
and they get used to it. But you walk into their home, and there's just always that smell of just like animal.
Doing the deliveries, we've seen a lot of carpets being pulled up, and like the underside of those carpets look horrific because they'll pull the carpet up to put whatever the flooring is we're delivering, and it's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But you see, there's the Nexus Games over in Queensland, is it? They did a big post like just yesterday about how the smell of the Beyblade players has been so bad.
The
now,
Beyblade players.
Yeah, they'll now be permanently banning anybody who they deem like to be offensive smelling.
Come on.
It's called Nexus Gaming. I think it's in Queensland.
It's
definitely
like
crazy.
it's the minimum prerequisite, right? You should be allowed to ban people for that.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
then
so.
hopefully you're hoping that person realize they need to change their ways.
You won't realize it, though.
No, you should. Someone needs to slap them
Yeah.
into gear. If their parents aren't slapping them into gear to teach them how to be real human beings, someone in real life needs to be.
It shouldn't be up to us as adults to tell you that you need to have a shower.
Welcome to the hot takes episode. We're doing hot takes now. You got any hot takes, William?
Yeah.
Hot takes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Give me your,
If you wake up late and you've not showered, will you shower anyway, or will you like whack?
I'm
on
not a
shirt?
morning shower guy.
Okay, go.
I'm a night shower guy.
Yeah, I'm normally the same, but the last night I fell asleep, so I showered this morning. But I am normally
My
a
hot
night
take is,
shower
why
guy.
are you showering twice a day?
Oh,
Yeah.
if I'm in Malaysia, I shower 3 times a day.
Yeah, but sweaty there. You're like
Yeah.
sweating constantly
3.
there.
Minimum.
Yeah, but like,
2?
I guess,
Three.
but you're not showering. You're just getting into the shower to rinse down. You're not.
No,
you're not,
shower,
don't-
shower.
You go through the whole rhythm.
Yeah, the whole routine.
Shampoo, face,
Full
everything.
on.
Is it just because you're sweaty all the time?
Yeah, it's sticky. Even though you just if
If
you're just
you're-
rinsing, the
if you're-
stickiness is still there.
If you're sweating in humidity, is that just like a world shower? Is that like the
I don't
natural
know. It's
shower?
just, I'll just shower in the morning, noon, night before I sleep. So 3 times.
I
Three
talked
times.
Talked about this Nem yesterday. Do you like being sweaty?
No.
Only in context.
Only in context.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck.
Well, then, yeah, sure. You know what I mean?
Well, in
If
sports, I want to sweat.
yeah.
bad
anything
times
else,
to be
no.
sweaty when I'm just like sitting on the couch watching TV. Bad time to be sweaty. I don't want to be sweaty while
I feel
watching
like for
TV.
me, it's like a primal. Like it feels like you're being back to the
Yeah,
earth.
but
Like,
if I-
I'm
if I'm-
sweaty,
if-
I'm getting stuff done.
If I'm outside, and I'm
Yeah.
skating or whatever, and I'm in the sun, and I want to be sweaty. That's the whole point, right? I'm in the gym. I want to be sweaty.
Do you decide which pants you're going to wear for the day depending on how sweaty you think you'll be?
Nah, because I actually don't get sweaty down there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm not normally a sweaty boy.
I got a back that it comes down, so I'll have to make sure I don't wear like grey or light colored pants on a day.
I say
where-
that, but in summer, because I have one of those computer chairs that has like a mesh kind of deal. In the summer, I put a fan underneath, and I have the fan blowing vertically from bottom to up.
This guy's full
I got a
on.
nice cool balls, baby, when I'm playing video games.
You ever go like commando when you're like playing video games? There's no one around. You like just sit there with your dick out.
Nah, because there's a subconscious part of my brain that tells me I still got to have a little decency. I still got to feel
Like,
human.
Someone's gonna open the door like,
Yeah.
"What are you doing?"
Yeah.
Like we obviously do the podcast together in the same room every week, so you have to get dressed and like be regular human beings. But I listen to quite a few podcasts where they remote in each individually,
Yeah.
and they were talking about quite a few of them. Sometimes they're running late, they'll just put a shirt on and sit in front of the camera, and they're just sitting there with the nothing on the entire time underneath. I'm not sure.
A lot,
Like,
a lot of Zoom calls were pantsless, I bet.
I feel like if I'm in a Zoom call and you can see my face, I want to have pants on. I think for like 99% of
When
human
you're
beings.
talking to a human being in
Yeah.
a regular context, you want to have pants on.
Yeah, minimum is
FYI,
pants.
all of us are wearing pants right now.
How many Omega? You know Omegle, the
Yeah.
website where you randomly chat to people in the internet.
It's gone right now.
Nah, but there's a new one. I think it got remade. There's a new one because I see streamers doing the thing again where they just chat to random people.
Because it's just full of like 55-year-old men trying to talk to 16-year-olds, right? That's like the whole thing.
I think yeah. So how many times on Omegle was just dudes with no pants on?
Oh, it's got to be a lot.
All the time, right?
Yeah.
Also, if you're a 16-year-old girl and like after the third dude that showed you his dick, do you still go to the website? What are you trying to at that point? What are you trying to find?
The funniest ones where it's like two guys dressed as women and they're trying to
They
like
catfish each other?
and they catfish each other. And it's very funny. Like I don't know about you guys, but like you guys probably have regular setups. But at the moment, with I'm still living in this like joined up share house until I move into the other house. And at the moment, I'm going and taking my laundry every week and doing it at my parents' house, which is something I haven't done since I was like 15 years old. It's kind of weird. So I like take my little basket and I go to my parents' house and do the washing. And at the moment, because Lucas, I was away in Thailand last week with his mum, and then the week, well, like basically it went from Tuesday to Tuesday. So I normally have dinner with my parents every Tuesday, and I've missed 2 now. So I have no washing, and I've gone through all of my clothing.
I've been there before.
And now I'm down to like the novelty clothing that I would not actually wear. So I'm currently wearing a set of Pikachu underpants that are, and it's like just a Pikachu.
No, I get that.
Right on here.
Have you been?
It's very. I'm like, it's,
Gotta catch them all.
yeah,
No,
it's
no.
something that like my mum would buy me for Christmas or something because she's got no, I'm a real adult, so I'll just buy the things I need when I need it. I don't ever want
Because
anything
parents,
outside of it.
moms never get past the point of seeing you as an adult. They're always like, "Yo, you're my little boy."
Yeah.
But I've been there before, where you run out of clean underwear and you just have to go to the shops and buy a new pack.
Buy a new pack. I've done that. But you're supposed to. I know you're supposed to wash those new ones you buy. But I've done the exact same thing.
I'm a ritual kind of guy. I'm a real rhythm kind of guy. I get into habits. So for me, Sunday is wash day, and if
Yeah.
I miss the Sunday, I'm just like, well, I'm just gotta wait till next Sunday now.
So what happens if you do a full work day here? What happens? What happens? You just wait till the following Sunday.
I just try to ration out my clothes. I ration out the t-shirts and the pants I got.
Yeah, because we're all the real adults. You ever stand in front of your like wash bar? It's gonna be like that probably could be worn again. But
Here's the insane thing that a lot of people don't believe me when I say it, but I do most of my washing by hand. I actually
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why?
because a lot of my clothes don't get very dirty. So I don't.
I guess it stops them getting damaged.
So there's
Just put it into the laundry bag.
when you clean it, you throw it into the washing machine.
Yeah, just put it in the laundry bag.
Nah, because
Like the girls do with their bras and stuff.
Yeah.
so anything particularly
stops the
fancy,
shirts
anything
getting wet?
particularly
Yeah.
fancy that I wear, I definitely want to wash by hand because I don't want to be thrown in there and getting damaged or whatever. And then everything else that I wear, it would be just like for work and uni, where it's just plain t-shirts and like jean pants. And for them, I'm happy to wash my hand as well. There's nothing crazy that needs to be. I don't know.
I did see a guy many years ago, and he was like a wash machine expert guy, and he reckons that anything outside of the 30-minute cycle is too much, and it'll ruin your clothes.
I get it. Yeah, I get a lot of shirts that get stretched out once they go to the washing
I
machine.
just put it in the washing machine. After it's finished, put it in the dryer. Done.
Nah, the dryer definitely fucks your clothes up.
It's okay. I don't want to dry my clothes.
In Australia, you just put it outside in the sun for like 3 seconds. You're good.
Yeah, I got a little clothes rack thing. You just shove it on there.
Yeah.
Just chuck everything in there, and then
All right, hot
3 hours
takes.
later,
Here's
done.
my hot take. It shouldn't be rude to tell people that they smell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Agreed.
It should be social. It should be socially acceptable to walk up to people and be like, "Hey, bro, you stink."
But
Just be like, you should be mindful of that.
I think the proposing is different. Like, there's definitely people here that I feel quite, and this becomes a very an interesting line inside a game club, right? Where you hang around with people long enough and you become like at
God,
least
one of them.
pseudo friends.
Yeah.
And then there's people here that I would talk to outside of, or if I'm doing something specific, I might invite them along. I would do stuff with them, so then they become more than friends. But it is a blurred line where I feel naturally fairly comfortable with most people fairly soon in a relationship.
Yeah.
And but there's other times where you're like, well, if I say this, is this going to piss them off? Are they going to be open to me sharing this information with them? And
That's why if we all just as a human species, we're like, it's okay. Just tell your fellow neighbor, just your friends around you, the strangers around you, hey, just be mindful, bro. You got to get some deodorant.
Well,
on
a lot of the time it's there to, it's to help the other person as much as it is anybody else. And
Yeah.
I feel like this is the same with anything else. You know, it's just like someone's got like a bit of food stuck on their face. You're not telling them to bully them, because if you're bullying them, you'd be telling someone else to laugh at them. Which I'm not saying doesn't happen sometimes, but it's like the whole point is if you're taking the
Help a
emotional
brother out.
Yeah,
Sometimes you
emotional hit.
see a little booger up there. You're like, you got to blow your nose real quick, bro. You can't be going out in public looking like that.
Now that you're brisking on like 30, well, how old are you, Kang?
I'm 28 now.
28. So are you?
I got called Unk the other day by one of the kids in the market, and I was like, "It's finally happened."
Is it young Dan?
Yeah. No, it was also Sarissa's boyfriend. Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, it's finally happened."
Damn.
Let me go.
They are young.
Because they were 18, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm 10 years older than you," and that officially puts me in uncle status.
Damn.
How's your nose hair status going at the Bristol
I
age of 28?
shave it all the time.
You shave it all the
All the
time?
time.
Have you got one of those little like battery ones that you stick it in?
Yeah, I got
one of those.
Damn.
You doing the same thing, William?
Not enough hair. Bro.
I see the people do. You see the ones where they go to like Turkish barbershops and they just wax and they pull it all out.
Oh, that's
terrible nonsense.
That's a nightmare.
Terrible nonsense.
Like yanking the hairs,
Because when it grows back out, it's got to feel real weird.
You know what I've started getting? Little ones on the tip of my nose.
What?
And they poke out like this, like little horns. Like I gotta.
That happens?
I tweeze them. Yeah.
You
So
got hair that grows out the front.
Yeah, I'm a hairy dude, so it's like I get them like I get quite a few up here on the top of my cheeks and my cheekbones and on my nose, and
Do you guys
tweeze them
remember
regularly.
when you were maybe like 12 years old and you're first going through puberty and you're like, what's going on? Why is hair growing on my balls?
I hit puberty in like I was like very young. I was like 8 or
Yeah.
9, and then my mum comes in, and my dad was
The
away.
8 and 9 is crazy. That's freaky.
My dad was away for work, and my mum gives me a razor. She's like, "Here, figure this out.
Figure this out?
I was like, okay,
Your mom gave you a razor to figure out?
Yeah. So I slashed myself up a couple times.
Yeah.
And then we figured it out.
My dad wasn't like great at like teaching me things. He would just be like, "You do this." He never showed me things. So like when I first had to learn how to shave, he just handed me a razor and then he walked off as well. And I came back like because I decided to test the razor on my hand.
Oh my god!
And I didn't realize you're not supposed to go sideways along the blade.
God.
Who would have thought?
I went to school with this girl, and her younger sister tried to do like shave her legs, like because she was older, and shave her legs. So she just copied her, and she just got the razor and just tried it on her leg, and she like skinned off a massive chunk of her leg.
No good, huh?
She just started at the top of her shin and just like went down really quickly and just like, what do you call it? Like basically flayed her. So.
Fatality. I don't know how to use a razor.
really?
I've only used electric shaver.
You do feel like a fairly hairless man, really.
Yes.
So.
It's the point of electric shavers. They're better because you don't get as many ingrown hairs and razor burn or whatever it is.
No, it's just I don't have to use that shaving cream.
Yeah, true. Yeah, because it's always just a millimeter above the skin.
Yeah.
But like William at his age is slightly older than both of us, right? Has no hair on his face
Slightly.
and more hair than on his head than I'll ever dream to have. And it is.
William has more hair density than me.
Have you noticed any recession of your hair?
I'm definitely getting thinner.
Ooh, thinner.
Yeah, some thinning on the hair.
And yours is just still kind of strong, right?
I have to go cut my hair a lot of times.
My dad is mostly bald.
Yeah.
My dad got mostly bald around 40.
Interesting.
So
Okay.
he just had the
He
whole
had a good run.
Yeah, he had a decent run. He just has the hair around the side now.
Yeah.
Right.
You've got time to find a wife, Kang, and then
Correct.
and then trick her into thinking you have hair before you
Done.
get 40 and years
Easy.
ago.
Never show pictures of my dad. So
every time you bring your partner
Oh.
around the house, his photos just have like little hair drawn on
Sharpie.
it.
wear a cap like Denny.
Yeah, I went from 2 years ago not being a hat guy into being a hat guy permanently because
I think the hat suits you anyway.
you know when I'm talking to girls on certain apps, they're like, "Hey, have you got any photos without hats?" And I was like, "No,
No,
I
buddy.
don't." It's actually happened a few times now.
Just in case.
Really?
And yeah, absolutely. No, I get it. They're
Why,
like-
why do they ask like that?
Because they want to see how fucking shitty bald I am. Because some
Some people like to be bald, right?
yeah, but some
Is
people
it that bad? Is it like it's one of those things where if it affects the statistics, it's like what, over 50% of men. If it affects the dramatic proportion of men, is it that bad?
I think there's two things now, right? Some people have good heads for being bald, and some people don't. My head for being bald isn't too bad, but the problem is because my actual hair that's still left there grows really quickly. I have to shave it pretty much every day to keep it at a decent level.
Right.
So it's always at like where it's at now, which is like a spiky level of it looks too much, and you can really see the widow's peak. It doesn't look ideal. But if I shaved every day, I would. But I don't really have the time for that right now. The other thing is, I think the acceptance of getting hair transplants or doing something about it is more expected. So like the same way that girls, even for guys, if we don't believe that, for girls who put so much time into effort and makeup and skincare,
Yeah,
and
I have
all of
seen
these
that.
routines,
I have seen that.
They'll be like, "Well, you just have to look after your hair. How come you can't do that?" And it's true. Like, theoretically, if I wasn't invested into a number of businesses at the moment, I could go ahead and afford to go to Turkey. You know what I mean? If I just took my personal wage, I could go to Turkey and get a hair transplant.
But I feel like that comparison is of cosmetics. Like the comparison of cosmetic surgery is not ideal. Still,
Yeah.
It's like telling a guy like, "Oh, you can just go get hair transplant," or be like, "Go up to girl and be like, oh, you could also get boob transplants."
yeah, I guess so. But between girls to girls, that's very common though.
Is it?
Yeah, absolutely. Like they'll punch each other up to go get. That's right. They'll punch each other up to go get surgeries.
What do you reckon the most common one? The nose job, the rhinoplasty.
Ooh, probably. I've heard like
Yeah, but how many
chest lifts and stuff are very
how
common.
many times have you looked at someone and be like, "Oh man, you could do with a better nose"? I straight up never.
Yeah,
noticed.
never. And I think that's the thing. It's like the same way that the hair situation for men. I don't
Maybe
know,
gets
a girl-
exaggerated among men.
I think women do care a lot about the
Fair.
hair on the other guy, but a lot of the time, there's a lot of the stuff that women get are for
Now in that
themselves. or
dude
for
bro part of
women.
the podcast.
Sorry?
You're with that dude bro part of the podcast now.
I think it's
With
it
that
all,
Joe Rogan style.
honestly, it all fits back down into like the sex thing that we talked about, like hygiene and stuff here. It's how confident people feel in themselves and how they're willing to walk around.
That I understand. I think if you're doing it for like your own level of self confidence, and I think that's a big one, right? It's why people go out and dress nice and stuff. It's a booster.
Well, we talk about like social media has really changed the perception of how children will view themselves and everything moving forward. I constantly think about that with AI because then AI creates what we perceive to be the ideal human being. So it puts it even more unrealistic. Like at the moment, you might look at some like famous people, like for men, like Brad Pitt, where he's just like a certain level of lean, but he's also a certain level of lean with an incredibly large budget, a dietitian, a trainer, and like all the stuff that most men will never be able to get to. Like there's a really big thing of personal trainers that will say when like a guy comes in and they'll say they want to look like Brad Pitt in Fight Club, and he's like, you will never look like that in Fight Club. Like
that's probably like 11-12% body fat.
Yeah, and
that is significantly lean.
Just in the same way that he's very lucky that he's a very attractive man. He's very lucky that he has his exact like
body
microbiome that's going to allow him to get that exact situation going. You know what I mean? Because if it wasn't him, it'd be just the next guy. Who
I had a conversation where someone was talking about, man, Stallone looks great in his 70s. I'm like, he does.
Who?
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
He's like, he looks great in his 70s. He does, but the upkeep for that in your 70s, it's a lot of work and also a lot of the good
Have you
stuff.
seen Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yes.
17 before he got signed to Manchester and after he got signed.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference in like look.
More than any other human, I'd say maybe like Jeff Bezos is like the only one who's like getting anywhere close to it. Cristiano Ronaldo, the soccer player, does the most. He spends most of his money in keeping himself fit. So he's now the oldest running football player at his level of like ability easily. But he's spent an incredible amount of money on like the cryo like chambers, and he does it every day, and he does like a lot of the stem cell stuff and a lot of the maybe stuff that people would say is like verging on
because he's
like
never copped a
science
career-ending
fiction.
injury.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. And he's also currently I think he's like 38 or something now, and he's going very, very strong. So
This is like a lot like LeBron James and stuff. They spend a lot of money on upkeeping their
Correct.
body.
LeBron's also a big one. He's been around for ages.
well, the fun is the basketball is a lot more impactful than running around on the football field. And then, whereas like with the football field, you can get a lot more injuries because you're tackling each other more. But if you're not getting tackled, the injuries from running around on the grass is a lot less, right? Then, so you have someone like Messi, who's also an incredibly famous footballer, maybe not as like on the health conscious side of like Ronaldo, but he's playing over in the US league, and it's basically like almost a given rule that you're just not allowed to tackle him. Like the
refs just get you.
Yeah, the American soccer pro league is like almost is very close to like WWE wrestling, where it's
exhibition style.
it's very exhibition style. Yeah. So there'll be like people will like even get slightly too close to him and they'll copy yellow cards.
Who would you call the greatest of all time?
Sorry.
Would Ronaldo be in the contention for greatest of all time?
Yeah, probably. I think a lot of fans will say Ronaldo, and a lot of soccer players will say Messi, and then you get a lot of players who will say players that you've probably never heard of, some like Moussa Dembele.
Yeah, their favorites and stuff.
Yeah, well, yeah, the ones that I think you get a lot.
You get
of
a lot of
players,
people that are significant to their country.
Yeah,
So,
that too, but I think a lot. It's as a fan, there's people you can attach to, like in any sport, and then in sports, there'll be players that when those players play against each other, they'll just really impress them, like technically, and something that as a someone who doesn't do that professionally every single day will never understand or notice that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like a big one that like soccer players talk about from the Premiership League is a guy called Moussa Dembele. He's by no way super famous like any of the rest of them, but a lot of players will be like, oh, like it was really hard to go anywhere near him with a ball, or like he was, no matter what I did, I couldn't stop him getting the ball off me and stuff like that. And like that's the thing. I think that I assume that in all walks of like life, whether it's business or sports, it's like there's always the guy, the guy at work, you work at a big job. There's a guy that everyone loves, but you're like, oh, it's really Steve in the back who's like doing all the fucking hard work.
Doing all the hard work.
Yeah.
For me, it's a bit like Chicago Bulls, Michael Jordan. Like Michael Jordan, deservedly, very good player, and I respect him a lot for his entrepreneurship and everything he's created. But he was only one part of the team, right? Like there's a lot of people there in the team as well as working hard. Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, all the rest as well. And the coach as well. I can't remember the name of the coach, but he was a spectacular coach.
I mean, like
together,
that guy who could be the big thing, but there's that. You imagine coming up against like Michael Jordan, and like you're like, fuck, if I just played 10 years earlier or 10 years later, I might have been the famous guy, but I've got to compete with Michael Jordan.
In that era, you're never going to compete, right? But the crazy thing is, I still respect Michael Jordan. I think he's definitely still one of the greatest of all time because outside of the game, his entrepreneurship as well. He has that whole like Air Jordans brand and empire with Nike, and now he's a big entrepreneur into a lot of other sports as well. He owns a NASCAR team. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Really?
he co-owns a NASCAR team with I forgot his other name as well.
Feels like Shaq. Shaq has a lot of businesses as well.
Correct. The smart ones are the ones that diversified.
Yeah,
and then
not spending money on booze.
Correct, and then he partnered up with an existing NASCAR driver who also was pretty big, and then they now own a NASCAR team, which is a big deal, right? Because NASCAR is, without a doubt, a very American sport, but very specifically white American sport.
Yeah.
Like you don't get a lot of black people going to NASCAR race
Yeah.
courses and stuff. It's kind of an inside joke at this point now. So, was it Bubba Wallace is one of the first black racers in NASCAR, and he definitely has copped a lot of shit. So, and Michael Jordan being a black man owning a NASCAR team has also copped a lot of shit.
Interesting.
It's you know, it's a different level of thing, but it's like I was talking to Brad at draft last night.
Danny Hamlin is who he owns it with.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But I was talking with Brad last night at draft, and he was talking about how there was one of the guys who just played at the Pro Tour in the US. I think it was the US, or maybe it was the East. Either way, he's playing in the MTG Super Series, and it was someone that Brad he did a pre-release with him at Good Games in Joondalup when James had it back in the day, and the guy was a young kid, and he was like 15 or 16, and apparently. Brad was saying is like how I feel really bad. I can't remember the kid's name. I'll definitely remember it by the end of it. But they played the first round of the pre-release, and the young kid smoked him. He was like 15, and Brad's a bit older. You know what I mean? Like absolutely smoked him. So he rebuilt Brad's deck into a Mardu deck, and then Brad came second on the event at the end of the day underneath this guy. And this is the kid was like 15, 16 at the time, and he's just played in the like Super Series for the MTG. It's like so the same thing is like
A prodigy, dude.
yeah, you like you get to see it like firsthand, and then like later on they become famous, and you're like, oh, it's like the kids you went to school with Ronaldo. It's like you're like, oh, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, what did that yearbook look like?
And then you're like, no wonder I could have scored a goal.
Well, I think it's a massive change in perspective of like international sportsmen from even 10 years ago, where it was all about like girls and drinking and nightclubs and stuff, and that's just not acceptable anymore. And you have new players who have spent all of their money and incredible amount of time training harder and looking after their bodies and making sure their careers last longer. Because a big part for like so many sports, like soccer, I think is the premium of this, outside of maybe like F1 racing or tennis, where you only have to have like maybe a smaller team of people around you that are gonna and you make most of the money. That focus there. So in the football, it's like you're earning roughly between 80 to 100,000 pounds a week for an average player. Like some are earning as much as 400,000 pounds a week, which is an insane amount of money. But if you can, instead of doing that for like 4 or 5 years, if you can extend that process out to just earn 60,000 pounds a week, but for 10 or 15 years, you set up like, it's like generational wealth for you and your family and your kids and family,
pretty
you know
much.
what I mean? So it's like, if you can extend that out, but at the same time right now, like one of my favorite players of all time was very famous for like doing cocaine on the field and like all these different things.
But partially, that feeds into the cult of personality, that whole idea of like he's bigger than life. He becomes a fun character to spectate.
The longer you are in the game, your sponsorship, lasts longer as well.
Lasts longer, yeah.
People are just like,
Makes
the
sense.
brand is there, right?
You want to be recognizable to a certain level in sport. Because that way you're able to drive fans your way. You could not be. You might be that you're not the best player ever, but if you're able to bring fans enjoyment, then that itself is significant.
Have you guys seen the news from the NRL over East, like with the branding problems? So there's a few players that they're sponsored by Adidas, but they've on their Instagrams above the Adidas sponsorship, they've been promoting a brand that's from over East, and the guys from like a gang family on like the East Coast, like they're, I think like maybe I'm not sure what it is, but it's they're very it's directly like the owner of that company is very well known. Like he's been
Shady.
He's been prosecuted for stuff, and like is part of it. And they're like, how can you put it's a bit quite a big backlash, because these people are supposed to be representative for like children and like
correct.
role models and stuff, right? So it's how can you do that? And obviously it's hard as a sportsman, like maybe in the NRL in Australia, anyone in Australia in sports is not getting paid anywhere near as much money as anyone in the US or England. So maybe you're just taking in money wherever you can, but you do have to be mindful about what kind of sponsorships you do take. That's like us. We keep knocking back Microsoft because to sponsor the podcast.
There's a big one.
we don't want to bow to the man.
There's a big one in the F1 where there's only a dozen or so races in the F1, and otherwise the rest of the sport is handled by engineers and the rest of the team. So because all eyes on such a limited number of players, there's a massive big deal for each of the drivers to have to uphold an image and their brand deals. So there's certain things with the grand public, they're only allowed to wear certain watches, only allowed to drink certain things, because they have to at all times hold an image.
Yeah, you don't
with
get
the branding
caught.
deal.
I feel like the early 2000s was that as like phone cameras started to get a bit better.
Yeah.
You would have someone who's like promoting Coke but be caught with a Pepsi, and that was like a big story all the time. But it's something you don't really feel like as much now. And it's like, do we care less, or is that people have like brand teams around them that are like, you can't wear this, you have to do that, and like maybe the training around that situation is a lot better. Like, yeah.
People, I think a lot of brands want exclusivity, like exclusive.
Yeah. Well, you like, so you don't want to be caught like promoting some watch brand, and then you get, your dad or yourself is like seen caught wearing another brand. Like, it's like the whole point is the synchronization of it.
When you get big enough as a company, is it they're just okay having a loss leader for marketing and branding and such?
So
I
what do
feel
you
like
mean
there's-
loss?
I assume
Like,
so.
Do you reckon do you reckon there's a return, like a
oh yeah, definitely.
return, yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
It's harder now than ever to determine whether, even like we've missed the boat of like social media marketing. Like so almost every like business like resource that I consume regularly now admits that like any social media marketing, which was massive for the last 15, 20 years. It's now so saturated that it's incredibly hard to actually get seen in that scope at all. So a lot of the money used to be able to translate, even 10 years ago, you'd be able to translate Facebook market ads into like you spend this amount of money and you'd make this amount of conversions into sales. And now that market is so saturated, there's no way to determine, and the number is significantly lower, if at all. And there's just so many people getting in there promoting so many different things.
When Twitter first came out and was getting really big in the social media sphere, I remember, was it Wendy's, the fast food brands, were getting on there, and they had this whole thing of they hired social media managers to just be more relatable, feel like actual people
Just
on the
talk
internet,
back, yeah.
and also getting sassy and getting funny, and that would drive a lot of the meme culture around them. So there was this ongoing thing with like Wendy's being sassy on Twitter because their logo was like this girl, right, this redhead girl. So for a lot of people, they personified that as
That's the character.
that's the character. So I wonder if that favored Wendy's because we don't live in America. I don't know if that chain is big, right? It always feels like
is quite
it's a big one.
Yeah.
So
it's as numerous as like McDonald's or anything like that.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Because for me, nothing compares to the McDonald's empire.
Yeah, especially here in Australia. I think like, I don't know if you've seen down at Leapfrogs where that new section
Yeah.
thing. There's like like 3 more chains getting built there, and like a Taco Bell and all that stuff as well. It's
Oh,
like-
damn.
Yeah, it's like, but then we talked about it. I drive down to Bustleton, which is 4 hours away from here, and every half an hour it's just a repeat of the exact copy paste like things, and it's quite uninspiring, I think, it's because it's the exact same building, the exact same layout, like everything is just rock copy pasted, whereas there's no imagination there for small business, you know what I mean? So like, just like we appreciate when people come to visit us at Burger Boy, I will look for places that are independent and drive out of my way to go there. Like I was talking to a Korean family that came, they've only driven from Balcata, which is not terribly far, like it's 15-20 minutes, but it's also not like they're local, it's not next thing. And
Yeah.
the dad was saying how they come down once a month and they try a different burger each time because they really appreciate the effort we put into it, and we were talking about that. And then another family was sitting nearby, and we kind of all started just talking like together, because after we serve the food, if we have the time, we'll go out and ask them how it was and like trying to communicate, let them know that we are a small business, and like them coming to support us actually does make a big difference. You know what I mean? We're not selling $10,000 worth of burgers a day. We're selling maybe $1,000 burgers. So every individual family that comes and spends $100 is like 10% of what we sell. So it's a huge part of our thing, and it matters a lot. So we're talking to them, and this other family gets involved, and they'd come up from Canning Vale, which is
Canning Vale's far.
Yeah, which is a significantly far. You're driving an hour here, roughly an hour drive back, and it's like we are very lucky that our Google ratings make a big difference of like when people view what we are and who we are and what we can provide. Those ratings make a massive, massive difference. And that's why when we get negative ratings that maybe don't make any fucking sense, I get really tilted. Like there was, we got one a few weeks ago, and it was something about the bald chef and there being a hair in the burger, and then if the food wasn't spicy enough. And we checked that menu because we got the thing, and we didn't sell a single hot chicken that day. So we're kind of confused with whether, because Nem's also not bald. Nem has hair.
Yeah.
At least he shaved.
This feels like he went to the wrong place.
Yeah, it feels like he went to the wrong place. And we're like, oh, so I replied to the comment, and it's like, it'd be good if you could like let us know what it is that like happened, you know what I mean? But he never get any replies. He never get any replies to it. And then like we don't have many negative reviews at all on there. Like one one of them a few months ago, like 6 months ago, was that they couldn't find their way into the market, and then the food court was like not very clean, and then they bought a kebab, and the kebab came cold, and I'm like, oh, are they just
That
searching?
guy's vented.
Yeah,
He's
probably
mad.
it's just such
He had a
one
bad
room
experience.
market.
One room
and then
markets.
yours came up because it's the highest rating.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's just reviewed that shit.
And that's the problem we're having now. Is like we're by far the highest rated food venue in the markets, and I think we're just popping up more than most. And I do run some Google ads, nothing too crazy, but it's like the markets itself is doing so little marketing, and I think that's coming up first. And we're copying things for other places, and I'm like, oh damn it.
Fuck.
And that's one thing like Nem really pushed on for us is why when we do Uber Eats, we have a different business name for Uber Eats than we do the business, because the Uber Eats is far less harder to control. We want that experience for the customer to be really good, but when now that the Uber Eats drivers can pick up 2 or 3, I think now even 4
they
orders.
stack.
Yeah, so they make a run, and it's like what will happen as well. Let's say we make a Uber Eats order, and the person comes in. They wait to collect the food. We give them the food. Because they can pick up to 3 runs, if they don't have 3 ready to go already on their app, if they get one while they're standing there, they can accept it. But if I've started making the burger food and then they pick up like James is next door from the Malaysian place, if they've only just received that order, that driver can stand there, accept that order, and then have to wait for those guys to finish.
Yeah.
So then that creates another 10, 15 minutes, however it longs to prep the next person's food. Now, if the market's with a smaller, I guess, pool for numbers, if a third order comes in and now our food's been cooked and James's food's been cooked, and then the next one comes along and they want like hot dogs or something from the hot dog stand, it's like they can accept that third order, and now our burger was made like 15, 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, it just stacks and stacks and stacks.
It's stacks and stacks, right? And now, then that person has to go do those orders. If the hot dog order is the closest house to your destination, you'll go there first, obviously.
Yeah.
So by the time your food arrives, it can be like 40 minutes later. And that experience is definitely not as ideal as if you came into the restaurant, you know,
Correct.
and ate it with us. And so we're
And
trying...
a burger is not. A burger doesn't
It's
store the
soggy
best.
too.
Yeah.
You got
like-
buns, which will absorb.
And
all the
also,
sauce.
if you have chips in there, it's just soggy chips.
Yeah. So like our Uber Eats menu burgers actually, so we use a different name so that if people have poor experiences there, it doesn't reflect on our burger boy. So we call it, like, over the years we've called it Munchies, or I think Nem at the moment he wants to do a Juicy, and I'm like, as in like a reference to like Biggie, and I hate it.
Hard pass.
I hate it so much.
I can't think of the word juicy as a brand outside of those pants.
I'd like to order me some of that, but
You know, you should call it Burger Man.
Burger Man, Burger Unk.
Burger Unk.
But and then that has a different name, but we also make the burgers differently there as well, because we want to make so that like we don't have to put tomato sauce in any of our regular burgers, because we don't think we need it. Some people ask for it. Most people are happy without it. But we put the sauce in the burgers that are traveling on Uber Eats because it adds a little bit more moistness to it, so it doesn't arrive dry and things.
Yeah.
So it's to make sure we can kind of manipulate our way around the Uber Eats situation, which is like a functional, important part of the business, but it's just terrible because it's always a worse experience for the customer. It's kind of a nightmare for us to deal with, and they take 30% of the money. So that's why, if anybody who doesn't know that, anytime you're buying off Uber Eats, that's why the prices are so horrific, because Uber Eats is taking 30%. That's huge.
As like level-headed people, when you order food off Uber Eats, you're always expecting it to be slightly worse.
Yeah.
Right?
Are you an Uber Eatser?
Nah, very rare.
You will?
Desperate times.
Desperate
Yeah.
times.
Yes.
Sometimes I like what happens here is like I don't want to eat burgers every day because it's not ideal. But
Yeah.
I've already in my mind I've already paid for burgers because I'm paying the staff and I've already paid for the burger, like the meat and the buns and everything to arrive. So I've already paid for it. So I can either eat meal here for free or already paid for, or I have to go to Zambrera's or something and eat something that I then have to pay for again, right?
Yeah.
So the real goal is really just to buy Zambrera's, then I can eat Zambrera's every day. But I have to do that. So it's like, but then I have to justify not, and I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna be good today. I'm not gonna eat a burger, and then I get home at 10 o'clock at night, and I'm like, shit, like I am hungry.
I'm hungry.
And it's like you go into Uber Eats in here, like in Joondalup, and the two options are McDonald's and like it's usually,
Burger Man.
or it's usually the ice cream place, like what is it, like
Baskin Robbins?
Yeah, Baskin Robbins or something. And I'm like, am I eating an ice cream taco for dinner at 11 o'clock at night like a fucking idiot? But so it's like every time I fuck it up as well because because I really only use Uber, like the car Uber, for when I'm picking my truck up from the mechanics. I just have it on the business card because it gets tax write-off as a thing for picking the vehicles up. And but I'll forget, and every now and again, if I ever use Uber Eats, I'll forget to change the business card over, and then I've got to deal with my bookkeeper being like,
Why the fuck did you
Daniel.
order ice cream sandwiches?
yeah. I get in trouble every single time, and I'm like, oh shit.
Hey, Chuck E. Cheese opened up in Joondalup.
Yeah.
You
Is it good? Like, what's it do?
would you take your kids to Chuck E. Cheese, William?
No.
No.
Like, I like the last McDonald's I ate was like almost a year.
No, but Chuck
This
E.
is-
Cheese is. Have you seen it?
I know, but it's somewhat like a fast food, right?
It's more of like an arcade for children.
Entertainment.
It's
center.
like a.
Do you remember like Dinosaur Gym and stuff like that?
No.
Is
it like a what's it called? What's that place called? Time Zone.
It's
Yeah.
closer to Time Zone, yeah.
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 Partially it's an arcade, partially it's a bowling kind of
So
thing.
it's like Time Zone. Time Zone has food
But also
too.
you have,
Similar, yeah.
but it's built around like you have mascots in suits come up and give your kids food and
Yeah.
hang out and play.
My friends who've taken their kids there said the experience is very good, but the price is a little pricey.
Well,
But
that's what you pay for it.
But
That
maybe
experience, right?
maybe if you do like once or twice a year with your kids, like it's actually like they've all said it was actually quite a good experience with their kids.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. The like as a disclaimer, I do know the guys who've brought it here to Perth because they also have a number of other chains here in WA, and the guys are good guys, and they all, I think. It's hard because we have this Americanization of so many products coming into Australia, but in the scheme of things, like experience for children, I feel like is less egregious than bringing in Taco Bell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like young kids being able to have fun with other children and have this fun experience. Like you've got young children, William. There's nothing like I used to take Lucas to Time Zone all the time, and there's something to them, the color, the lights, and the games, and that one-on-one experience with yourself as a parent or with other children. You can't. There's something magical there that I get a little soppy about, but it's a big deal. Going to like McDonald's or Taco Bell or Wendy's, it's just like it's just a bunch of middle-aged people like eating the worst food they could possibly eat. You know what I mean? I feel like they're two very different things.
It's the a lot of the other international brands making their mold here in Perth, for example. It's really much in the perimeter, like as in the development suburbs.
Yeah.
Anything like central is like where it's been around for too long. It's all the same brands we're all used to, but you start driving out to say Ocean Keys and stuff, and it's like completely different brands. You know, you have I can't remember the shopping chain, but it's like
TJ Maxx, I think.
TJ Maxx.
You went to Ocean Keys, which
Yeah.
is
Is
crazy,
that UK
right?
or is that America?
America.
Is that an American brand? So like I was like, whoa.
There's one in Midland as well.
In Midland.
Yeah, and Taco
Yeah.
Bell and all that. They're just because they're able to kind of make a foothold on those developing suburbs where there's a chance.
I guess that's also where like developing families live. So because TJ Maxx is a budget brand, yeah, kind
It's
of.
like is that Kmart?
It's kind of like a Costco for foods, really, for clothes.
Right.
Like it's like bigger. You can buy big amounts of stuff, and yeah, I guess so. I
It's
guess
like
Kmart probably is a good example.
Black
though.
T-shirts, 10 bundle.
Yeah, like that.
I'll be honest, I buy those and I don't wash them and I throw them away.
Are you dead set? Just so it looks fresh every time.
Yeah, you go to the Big W and you get the really shitty like I don't know 10 shirts for $10 and you just wear them and throw them away.
I've never.
It's so wasteful, but you sometimes you do it.
Do you at least donate them to the recycle
Yeah.
bin?
Nah, straight to landfill. The worst.
This guy.
Here's my cheat. Here's my crazy cheat for the winter time. In Target, you can get these cheap puffers for $25 when the winter comes around, like early before winter hits in, and they're just like stock standard zero brand whatever puffers, right? $25, and they're fleece and they're warm. You wear them for winter, and afterwards you throw them away. Don't wash them.
For $25, I can be. It feels bad for the
But you
environment.
can do it a couple of years. Isn't that like a good puffer then?
No, it doesn't survive a wash.
I know.
It won't survive a wash. So at the end of winter, you just throw it away.
I'm just saying that wouldn't it be better to buy a proper puffer and it will last you longer?
Yeah, but a proper puffer, like a North Face puffer, is like $400.
Oh, no one asked you to buy a North Face puffer, my friend. You can buy
True, I
a
also don't wanna look at
discounted Kathmandu for much cheaper.
Still, they're also pretty expensive.
no, like $100.
You're not getting a good puffer for $100.
But then you gotta.
You can get a Kathmandu in
But
half
then you gotta
price.
wash it, and that's the problem because I don't even know where
You
to
just
start.
go shop when it's half price.
And you just hand wash it like with all the other stuff. It's fine.
Yeah, I thought you hand wash your shit.
Yeah, but
At
at the end of winter, after what I want to take that jacket right and give it a proper wash.
I have to admit, since
And I feel like at that point there, I might have taken it to like an actual like dry washers and be like,
Yeah,
"Can you
yeah.
guys do this?"
I did that I took my football shirts to the dry cleaners and they shrunk my last one.
Fuck.
I'm real mad about it because they're quite expensive, really.
Yeah.
They're like $150 shirts.
Jerseys are real in right now.
Yeah.
People are really out there wearing jerseys.
Yeah, I'm back on it's been a few years, probably not even really since we started. I used to be real jersey forward prior to Northern Boards, and then I, didn't have money for quite a few years.
Yeah.
Starting this fucking business. So now I can afford to spend $150 on a shirt a year. So
They
Right,
keep
Danny,
we're back at it,
the
baby.
next podcast, I'll wear my Manchester United jersey.
Sure,
Ooh.
you can do that.
That I have never worn since I bought it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
the hip and young crowd, they wear the overfit jerseys. Kind of like when you wear an overfit t-shirt, then now you just wear the overfit crew
I
neck
was
jersey.
in Old Trafford, so I was like, if you're in Old Trafford, you gotta buy a jersey, right?
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Yeah, so I bought it in Old Trafford and then just didn't wear it because they were so shit.
The Manchester one feels iconic because the red.
Sorry?
You know what I mean? The red, the
Yeah, the
bright
color's
red.
good. It goes with like a good pair of black shorts or something. Like I'm
Correct.
on board.
Correct.
I wear the jerseys around here a lot. So quite often when customers come through, I'll talk to them about it and they'll be like, it's always that nice little moment when you point at each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I was with for the first time yesterday at Burger Boy. There was like that Korean family I was talking about. The young kid had a Spurs shirt on. We're talking about it because one of them, there's the Korean player that's quite popular, and so they do have a really big Korean
in
following.
Korea.
Yeah, and we're talking about it, and then for the first time after the guy came in, he was like, I was going to give you guys a tip, but I saw the shirt you're wearing, and I was like, backfired. It was the first time since someone had the gusto to come and like take the mickey, and I'm always up for a laugh, so I don't mind.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like my family's from Tottenham in England, that's why I follow the team. But I'm not like if we lose, I'm like, that's whatever. It doesn't make too much of a difference. But you get people who are like, we've lost, you've ruined my whole week, and I'm like, you should probably have other things going on, buddy.
Yeah, right. Calm down.
And it's like, I think maybe
I feel like the Tottenham colors are good as well. You know what I mean? Like you get the blue as well.
their
as the dark
primary
colours.
color is lily white, which is what they're called, the lily
Yeah,
white.
the white is nice.
It's
the
really
But
nice.
white is
navy
good because it
blue.
pairs up well, right?
The
Yeah.
white looks really nice, but it's
A nightmare.
physically impossible to clean because that lily white is like the flower lily, so it looks like an ivory white. One piece of dust exists there forever, so it's like I have
Unless you are a player, you get a free jersey every day.
every day. Yeah. The what do you call it? I own one of the white ones, but I've never worn it because I'm we'll sit here and I'll drop coffee down the front of my shirt or like you know what I mean. I'm like so bad for it. Like the other day, I totally forgot that I was wearing a shirt that I wanted to keep a bit nicer, and I bought a fruit salad. And I was sitting there at Luke's football eating the fruit salad, and I got to the end of it, and there's just watermelon down the front of my shirt. And I was like, motherfucker. I'm also a 33-year-old man who still can't eat without a bib. Like I don't know what.
Dude, I'll take a drink from a can and still spill on myself. What is happening?
Yeah, you don't have a beard, so I don't know if you get the same thing, but sometimes you just put the can to your face and then it just dribbles down your face and you just look at yourself, you're like,
No,
wow,
I just feel hell stupid because sometimes
Get
I
a
feel
straw,
like,
Danny, get a straw.
did I miss my
That's what my
face?
dentist told me as well.
Is it?
Yeah. You shouldn't have the carbonation.
Hit your teeth?
Yeah, it should hit your teeth at all.
Oh.
But that's also where all where you taste things, right? Because if you have a straw and it goes completely past your teeth, you've got the straw at the back of your mouth. You may as well just drink water at that point.
Oh, you put your straw so back
Because you can't have the carbonation hit your teeth, right? Because if it
True.
hits your tongue anywhere,
True.
then it's flowing into the mold.
Yeah, because what he's saying is, when you drink from a straw, you're drinking from your lips, and you're just sucking the liquid up into your mouth.
Yeah.
But the idea there with the straw is to have it past your teeth.
Yeah.
So just get it straight through
For
your
like
mouth.
women, they're avoiding the lipstick or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Or you put the straw into so you're not putting your mouth on the side of a can for contamination.
don't drink so much carbonated drinks.
I know that's why I've been slowly trying to quit.
Yeah.
And my dentist was very proud of me. I told him that I'd gone from 4 to 5 cans a day down to one.
That's a big deal. It's a big deal.
Improvement.
I feel like the colors of a team is a big deal in how they market and how well their merchandise sell. So you have, for example, I see like the Las Vegas Raiders, the Raiders merch, like the plain black jersey everywhere.
Yeah.
And I can definitely tell a lot of people don't watch NFL, but they wear it because it's a jersey and it's black.
In Australia, it's a funny one because we have the laws where the motorcycle gangs and stuff aren't allowed to wear their clothing anymore because it's illegal. They made it illegal, right? So then what they do, a lot of the gangs, and it's not just the motorcycle ones, a lot of the different gangs do it. They will have this gang will only wear Raiders clothing, and this one will only wear
That's a thing?
Yeah,
Is that
Lakers
why I see
clothing.
so many Raiders guys?
Yeah, it's obviously it's a huge brand, and the marketing and the merch is a massive thing for these companies. But a lot of the gangs will signify themselves
Right.
by wearing a specific team's gear.
I fucked myself because I like the Detroit Lions, and they have terrible colors.
Terrible colors.
It's
yeah.
like white and blue. So it's a plain white with really bright, light colored blue. They call it Honolulu blue.
Yeah.
And so I just can't wear that with anything really worthwhile.
Yeah, and that's why this year's Spurs jersey is a black one, and it's really nice, and I can wear it down at Burger Boy because Nem has this habit of his hands. He's cooking, so there's oil on them, and he just puts his hands on your shoulders all the time. So I have a bunch of clothing where I've just got handprints of oil on my shirt, on my shoulders, because he'll walk up behind you and you're like when you in a that's why you're supposed to have work clothing, because in the kitchen. When you pass behind someone, you just like gently put your hand in them to let you know you're there, so you don't back up and you don't knock the food out of someone's hand. It's very common, but it doesn't mean that I just have constantly fucking oil for hands on the back of my fucking thick clothing all the time. But the new jersey is really nice. I can wear that down there. You don't see it as bad, and it's not going to get dirty. You know what I mean? Whereas like even the blue one here, you'll be able to see it straight away. But
Wear jersey. You have any jersey?
No, I want to get one. I get marketed a lot. Instagram really dialed in. It figured out the marketing for me.
I feel like it's in vogue now with the young, like the young, whatever the generation, whatever the young one is now. They were like baggy clothing with like jerseys.
Comes in cycles.
Yeah, and show
fashion
like,
is circular.
Support. Yeah,
whatever's like not in fashion comes back in fashion. In the early 2000s, people were wearing cargos and jorts, and that wasn't considered in fashion.
Lucas wears a pair of jorts now, and I'm like, that's the most ugly shit I ever seen.
It's cycled back around,
like big. Long shorts that go past your knees, and they're
jean
really
shorts.
thick.
Do you know jean shorts? It's shorts, but they're made out of jean material.
Yeah, and they're like,
wear that. You wear that with like a light colored shoe with white socks, and you pair that with some baggy, oversized tees, and that's currently the trendy men's. But men's fashion is kind of boring anyway. We wear circular.
What? Yeah. And they all wear it. Like a lot of them wear. It's all about everything being oversized now. So I've oversized, also not oversized, but missized.
That's starting to come back around now.
Yeah. So it's like you have really oversized shirts, or a lot of males are wearing like vaguely crop tops where it doesn't.
Whoa.
It just hits the belly button, but not any further. It's very common now. And I'm like, that is the weirdest shit I ever seen. But,
because what's happened was...
all that shows is that we're old because we don't understand it.
Well, what happened was fashion always is culture and counterculture, and then it kind of repeats. So what happened was we had in the early 2000s those cargos and jorts and like the lighter colored, more form-fitting, like tucking in your shirt was considered acceptable in the 2000s. And then you had the counterculture to that in the 2010s where people were wearing very streetwear, wearing like form-fitting pants. They were wearing like Off-White and all those like sports brands.
Yeah.
And that was, but then people got bored of like, everyone's wearing black and white and very techie. So it's gone back around to wearing like more traditional, like I'm gonna wear jean shorts or cargo pants, and it just flips and cycles. And now we're getting to that cycle again, where people are getting bored of wearing lighter colors, neutral colors, and jean shorts, and people going back to wearing, I'm gonna go wear what like the SJs wear.
Yeah.
So now in the culture right now, you have the young kids. They're wearing a lot of blacks, puffers, shiesties, the fucking balaclavas. Stupid.
Yeah,
it's so dumb.
Very stupid. Yeah. I feel like as well the whole thrifting scene and the more alternative scene has really started to move back around, and some of the big companies like Culture Kings and StreetX, like StreetX just closed most of their stores in the country because they couldn't maintain like any value from having a physical store essentially. Culture Kings, who traditionally has done like the basketball jerseys, all the like the hip hop leaning clothing.
Yeah.
If you look at the advertising now, it's a lot of like Lord of the Rings prints, but makes it look like from the 90s. Like they do a lot with
the
like
nerd
Halo
culture
games.
stuff.
Yeah, the nerd culture stuff is like really eked in, and a big part of it, as we've talked about in so many times on this podcast, is that the nerd culture is so much more acceptable now. Like you wouldn't show that you supported this stuff because for fear of being judged for it.
The big clash for my brain was, as a kid growing up, being an edgy kid and reading the Berserk manga and being like, oh man, this is real not this is like Berserk is pretty dark, and it gets deals with a lot of adult themes which are not like necessarily like just socially acceptable. You can't go out your way to talk about a manga where rape and violence is depicted on the regular. Then the other day, Uniqlo had a collab with Berserk, and I walked into Uniqlo, which is the most normal person fashion ever, and I saw Berserk print T-shirts.
Yeah.
And I was like, huh. Finally, it's gone to this point now.
Yeah, and it's also like I wonder where the next, kind of like we talk about with Magic and like Final Fantasy. It's like, what's the next thing? Because like how much deeper cut can they go from Berserk?
For me, it's the equivalent of
Teenage
when
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I feel like I think we might have eaten that one out.
It's
already.
confirmed.
What, at Uniqlo?
No, I mean Magic.
Oh, for Magic. Oh, got it. Yeah.
For me, it feels like when you have Nirvana and Rolling Stones like branded stuff in the middle of Kmart,
That
where
is-
people were like,
very true.
the regular person has no clue what this actually is.
Yeah.
So
That's like Lonsdale and stuff that were effectively alternative brands that people would wear to be cool. Now they like sold at Woolworths. No, Woolworths. Well, Kmart and stuff. There was another one that they bought fairly recently that used to be. It doesn't matter. But it's like another one of those like the ones that used to be like it used to be like Street X, where it was like this like gym culture brand, but now it's just sold straight out of like Kmart essentially.
all the time, right?
Yeah.
So
Hey,
like
this-
Champion.
The Champion, that's what I was thinking of.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
that's exactly what I was thinking of. It was like that was an alt brand that like hardcore gym wear and sports like players would wear, and it was like a small brand to support. And now it is. I guess that's the ultimate goal. I guess it's no different to being bought by like Kmart than it is being bought by fucking like anything else really. You know?
Yeah, Champion hit the scene and then kind of disappeared again. So, but as a brand, it's been around since the 90s.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
It ebbs and flows. What's really big right now are the what's the company they all it's this they use this silver jewelry.
Chrome
the
Hearts.
VCR or
Chrome
something?
Hearts.
Chrome Hearts.
is massive right now. Where
The stupidest shit ever.
Is it just budget nothingness?
no
No,
budget?
no, very expensive.
It's overpriced silver or whatever.
so Chrome Hearts was way back. I think it's like back in the 90s kind of
Check out
thing,
the
right?
price.
Where Chrome Hearts was a brand they made silverware and it's like base, and they kind of diversified into fashion and jewelry and such. And now in the recent, the 2020s, they've exploded in popularity again. But they really there's a lot of
high fashion.
yeah, it's high fashion. It was really expensive as well. So
Like,
you're talking about like
$5,000.
$8,000 belts. So
Damn.
and the idea of those Chrome Hearts things is it's cowboy, very metal inspired, out there. You know what I mean? Alternative fashion.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of old English text on these things.
The Chrome Hearts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense at all. This Chrome Heart shit.
I consider those high fashion, which is like the
No, it
regular.
doesn't even sound.
Not even high fashion, but like higher fashion.
You know what? It doesn't even sound flashy.
It's not for us. It's for people
Chrome
on
Hearts.
Instagram and influencers to kind of.
It's like Van Cleef.
yeah. Except the Van Cleefs are very big now in regular fashion.
Yeah.
You know
Everyone
what?
wearing
You know what?
Van
All
Cleefs
these
now.
big brands do. It's a controversial thing, but it's for people who are poor
Yeah.
and
To
they
want
to
to
be
buy.
look good.
Yeah,
look
they
rich.
talk about that a lot. It's
Yeah.
like you see a lot of like real wealthy people in brands that don't have a lot of branding on them, but they like other wealthy people will recognize that what they have is wealthy or it's more comfortable, whatever. And then you'll have middle brands like Dolce & Gabbana or something where it's perceived to be expensive, but like wealthy, but it's really aimed at like a middle class people to spend a lot of their income
Yes,
on.
that's right.
And I agree. But you know what's I found funny, like with Lucas being 15, a lot of them wear the fake versions of those, but
Completely okay with knowing they're all fake.
100%, yeah, and they all like it's funny because one of the boys, like my Lucas group, convinced his parents to buy him a real version of one of these things. They spent quite a bit of money on one of these.
Especially when they're on the train. Aren't they afraid of just getting jacked?
And they do. Like I think I talked about it on the podcast about a month ago, where a couple of Lucas' friends got robbed for their clothing and their things on the train. Yeah, just the kids walked straight up to them, threatened to beat the shit out of them, and took all their clothing essentially. This kid bought a real one, and they all mocked him for being so stupid to spend that kind of money on a belt. And it's
really fucking
very,
funny.
very funny. Yeah,
That's funny.
That's good,
But you know what that
like-
is though? That's more like in kids, it's hey, you dare break the norm,
that's true. Yeah, that is. Yeah. It's
So-
like absolutely. It's like maybe less is less.
I feel like it's just a waste of money.
Yeah, I think that's the thing
Correct.
is like they're like, yeah, well, I can buy 3 of these jumpers for $60. Why would I spend $400 on one of them? That's pretty silly.
I walk past in the shopping center. You have those places now, the booths, pop-ups where they sell those jewelry, like the fun, quick fashion jewelry. And I looked at the booth, and there was it was all just counterfeit real brands. It was counterfeit Cartiers, counterfeit Van Cleefs,
I've noticed them being sold at like shopping centers and stuff a lot more.
and everyone's buying, and they're
flippantly.
making good money. People are buying the hell out of them because people just want to have that Cartier, but they can't afford a Cartier.
a rights.
Until
Usually there's a department for this that deals
tries
with.
to shut
I
it
don't
down.
I don't
Yeah.
think it matters.
No,
because-
you'll confiscate the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're supposed to.
Yeah.
You're supposed to.
Gotcha.
So one of my cousins, what he did was he really thought of it like he's in New Zealand right now. Like I think 10 years ago, he thought like it's a good idea to import fake bags and sell it on like Trade Me, which is their Gumtree,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
So what happened was when it arrives at the border, the customs came to his house and told him like, these are illegal. You can go to jail for importing like a bunch of these stuff because it's
Yeah,
copyright.
yeah.
Yeah.
by right, you can get prosecuted because you're selling fake goods because it's copyrighted.
I wonder if it's one of those things as well as like if you do small amounts of it, it might be not worth a company coming after you.
Maybe-
once you hit a certain echelon.
No,
Maybe
it is any amount. Like even
but it might not be worth pursuing for
No,
big
the
companies.
jewelry is easy because jewelry takes up very little space. You
Yes,
just have
correct.
that on a handbag when you come through a plane.
So, for example, if you take like a fake, like Gucci into Europe,
Mm-hmm.
they will slash your bag.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they will slash your
I have
In
bag.
heard-
Australia,
this
we've got dogs that sniff fruit, and in Europe, they've got Italian people that sniff bags.
I mean, they want to protect their like similar. They want to protect their like export, right?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
Here's we're back to hot takes again. Here's my thing. I get a lot of like I like fashion. Right? I'm not crazy about it, but I kind of like it as the idea and the industry and what it kind of and basically it all comes back around to like people want to be looking good, want to be looking good, and I like to follow the trends. When people get really like to joke about and laugh and poke fun at the really out there high fashion, like when Balenciaga does something stupid and crazy, and all these brands do something stupid and crazy, I don't mind that because one way or another, it's trying something new and doing something out there, and they're trying to create fashion where people can look different from the everyday. Because the same people that go out and complain about the Astro Boy, the giant red boots or
boots,
whatever,
yeah.
are also the same people that will just every day wear a plain t-shirt and jean shorts and just blend in with the rest of the crowd forever.
Yeah. I do. It's funny, like the way that I consume clothing now. I think it doesn't always feel like it, but I think we're edging closer and closer to doing our own merch for the shop. And I think it's something that I've wanted to do for so long, and it sits on a list of things that I need to do.
Anyway,
And
still waiting for the first 10 t-shirts for the
I
podcast.
know. I think it's like
Already, and you.
Well, why don't we just get jerseys made for those? We just
Yeah.
get Northern Boards
I
jerseys.
actually followed like a thing this week that does custom jerseys, so that we can do Northern Boards jerseys. Right? It's one of these that
Year two, baby.
I came in like on a Thursday, and I worked from 4 o'clock in the morning on the truck, and then I finished at 11 o'clock at night here on the computer, and I worked the whole day. And then I did basically the same thing again on Friday, and the same thing again last night. I did draft last night, so I can't complain. I got some free time, but it's like the merch sits on a list of things that I definitely want to do, but unfortunately, it's just not the number one priority. And now, as we're working on like our Northern Boards website for like selling like product, which we have to get for our WPN premium, we are sitting in the same zone where it's like this is such a priority over the merch again that the merch takes another back seat. And it's like now I'm speaking to our young girl called Tegan, and she's going to be doing some of our marketing stuff. That's moving forward. Even that's going a little bit slower. That's based on my schedule more than anything else. It's like we've got that, so I can kind of lock her down and she can focus on the marketing for Burger Boy and Black Sheep and Northern Boards. And I'm going to get her to do some stuff for Lucas for football as well, because as he looks to head towards professionalism in his AFL sport, I want him to have some sort of backing. Probably there's not much more that I can't tell him, but I think he needs someone who's not me to be like, hey, what you're posting on social media is incredibly important and is going to be judged by anybody who's in their marketing department. So if you have a valuable social media presence, it's going to be an asset to you. You know what I mean? I think you just need someone other than me to give him that advice. So we've got her doing that as well. And the merch just falls a little bit further down the track. But every time I go to buy any clothing, like I literally, besides the football jerseys, I won't buy another shirt. I refuse. The same as caps. I'm like recycling through some of my caps because I was like, the next cap that I buy will be Northern Boards merch cap.
Ooh,
And
that's a good motivator.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's like
if you're able to not
I already have the
anything
idea
more.
of the first one I want to have in mind. I just want a black snapback or like a flexi fit, and it just has the NB on just the front of it, and I want it in that Goosebumps style text where it's like it's kind of like green and dripping. And I don't know if you've seen my the Dragon brand one where it's got like it's stitched on. It's quite bulbous.
Yeah.
I want the NB to be like real bulbous so 3D on the front of it and have it in that green logo. And I just want that to be NB, and I want that as the next cap that I own. And you
want it as like a patch on the cap.
Yeah, and once I start moving forward the merch, I will never wear, besides my football gear, I'll never wear another piece of clothing that we haven't made again. I refuse. Maybe shorts. I'll always buy shorts because it's like, shorts, you don't make a lot of money in merch from shorts or clothing. And it's like,
You can only do so much with shorts.
You can only
That's
do
the
so
one
much with
part
shorts.
where
Danny,
shorts
you
just
should
need to
make
be
this the
functional.
2025 end goal.
It's on the list. Once the marketing is done and the website is done, it's on the list, because it's also like, if we can get the marketing right for the website and the podcast, like the merch is perfect for Burger Boy and Black Sheep and the boards and the Boardcast and like all these different things. Like, it's an easy fit. You can just do one shirt and you can sell it in all these different locations. You know what I mean? So, but But yeah, that's like this. It's definitely on the goal, and it's like it is funny. Like it is part of like now the joke of the podcast, where it's like the shirt thing from the beginning. But hopefully by the time we get around to it, we'll just have lots more listeners and lots more shirts to hand out for free. You know.
All right, we're at the 1 hour mark, gentlemen. Any last words?
We've got Commander Party today.
Yeah,
Sticking around.
we got
Will?
more Commander
Or are you off
happening
to do more
all the
housing
time.
things?
Housing things.
The law episode, check it out if you haven't already. It should be the one before this episode. The law episodes are always a lot of fun. We get Matt on to kind of talk us through the storyline of Magic the Gathering. Last episode was a dive into
Spider-Man. No.
not Spider-Man, although that would be
Can
interesting.
you imagine the law of Spider-Man? Like, he got bitten by a spider.
Maybe we should do like a little shotgun one of like all of the
universe beyond.
the other universe beyond. We'll just do 10-minute slots
Yeah.
on all of them.
I guess someone explained to me what Doctor Who was.
Yeah, we'll do Doctor Who in 10 minutes. Yeah.
Done. But yeah, check out this episode. We talk about Legends as a set and kind of its significance into leading on the rest of this Magic storyline. In particular, we have characters like Nico Bolas, who made a first appearance in Legends and now are significant in the Magic the Gathering story timeline. Yeah. Thank you for listening, guys.
Lovely.
Meow.